All right, Mark, we are live here. Welcome to Sales Logic, the show where we dive into the strategies, we share the steps, everything that you need to know to well sell logically. I'm Meridith Elliott Powell, and I'm here with my co-host, Mark Hunter. Say, hey, Mark.
Hey, Meredith, it is great to be with you again. Yeah, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. Hey, we got a fast-moving show, so let's jump right into it. The topic we're going to be talking about today is, how do I get the new year off to a fast start? Got a great question. And hey, if you got a question you want asked, send it to saleslogicpodcast.com or put it on Sales Logic or put it on social media, #SalesLogic. And hey, we may answer your question next week. But the question this week comes from Tyler in Portland, Oregon. He says, I have a customer that has already placed a big order for January, but I need the business now to make my number. What should I do? Meredith, let's jump right into that question. Let's go with it. Go.
All right. Tyler, we're going to save you the lecture as to why you shouldn't be hanging all of your expectations on one client. Because the law of left field means that, the hardest time to close a deal is when you actually need the deal to close. So number one, you need to relax. Don't push this client. Allow them to have their lead. You need to go elsewhere to find the deals that you need in order to close the deal. However, have you had a conversation with a client? Have you found out really deeply why they're postponing, why they want to wait till next year? Do not phrase this in the terms of your goals. Mark, I'm going to turn this back over to you in a second, but I got to tell a quick story. I was getting ready to make a big purchase earlier this year. I'd interviewed 4 vendors. I'd gotten it down to 1 vendor, and I said, I need about a couple of weeks to think about it. I'm on a couple of deadlines. That vendor kept pushing back on me and saying, we need this to close by the end of October because we need it to hit our sales goal. Well, that was the moment I took them out of the running. I don't care about their sales goal. I'm focused on what I need. So even if you're going to try to question why they're postponing, do it delicately. It's not about you. It's about them.
I'm going to add 2 pieces. If somebody says, hey, I need it to make my number, fine. You lower the price enough and I'll buy from you. But hey, we'll put that one aside. Here's what I tell people. Go back to them and ask them, what's the premise for next year? Is it because of something X? Is it because of cash flow? Is it because of inventories? You may just uncover an unmet need that they actually have that could move that order up. But I agree with you, Meredith. Don't go sounding desperate, because if you sound desperate, you will get taken to the cleaners. So anyway, Tyler, hey, best deal of all, go out and find more business. Let's jump into the topic. How do I get the new year off to a fast start? Let's throw some things out there on that.
Does anybody else find it shocking that we are already talking about the new year, even though this has been a challenging year and one where we haven't even left our houses much? Wow, has this year gone fast? And here in the U.S., we're heading into the Thanksgiving Day holiday. Most people think that this is a time to eat turkey, sit back, relax, and watch a little bit of football and spend some time with family and friends. But this is now the time that you need to start strategizing and you need to start planning for 2021. If you want to kick 2021 off strong, then start planning now. What do you need to accomplish in 2021? What are your goals going to be? And what can you do now, between now and the holidays in December, to really begin to lay the groundwork for your sales strategy? I say you need to be working harder now at the end of the year than you even did at the beginning.
Hey, I'll sit there and say, I'm not looking at next year. I'm looking at 2022. Let's just fast forward a couple of years. But hey, here's a couple of things that I say. In fact, I was on the phone the other day with a company working through their plans for next year. I said, begin identifying who are your major accounts that you want to be targeting in early January. Get a cross section now, however it looks. It may be by channel, it may be by vertical, it may be by salesperson, but you break these customers down and you have a very defined list. And what you want to do with this list is 3 things. 1, you want to be reaching out to them right now. You want to be reaching out, getting conversation going right now, strategic conversations to get a meeting on the calendar for them that very first week of the year. 2, You want to get your boss involved. It is amazing. When you get your boss involved, they can have conversations that you can't. They can have meetings that you can't. And it's amazing how they can begin to uncover new opportunities. Third piece, look downstream. What's going on in their vertical? What's going on in their channel? What's going on with their customers? What's going on all the way downstream? So you can be in a position to understand better how these key critical customers are going to be responding early in the year. Now, as you select these customers that you want to focus in on the bigger customers. Here's the whole reason. Bigger customers may require more time for you to really close the sale, right? No better time to start on that than at the beginning of the year. If you start off with small little kids, then what happens is when you're fighting to get your number come August, September of next year, you're dealing with big kids and you can't close them and you miss your annual number. The best time to set yourself up to make your annual number is to go after some of those big kids early on in the year.
I think it's a great time right now, too, to start to really think about your marketing for 2021. What's going to differentiate you? Why should people buy from you over your competition? How are you going to blend marketing with sales? How are you going to be putting those two initiatives together as you go into 2021? And how can you start the year off strong? I'll give you an example. Every year in December, I create my New Year's resolutions. RE Solutions. They are Meridith strategies and ideas for how to make the following year just really kick it off and make it your best year on record. So every single January, I don't send out any other type of card to people celebrating the holidays. I wait and I do a New Year's card. But my New Year's card isn't just a card that says Happy New Year. It's a list of strategies and steps with my advice on how to kick the year off strong. So what are you going to do right at the beginning of the year to capture your customers' attention, to really differentiate you in the marketplace and keep you visible and make them think you're different than everybody else who's selling the exact same product that you are?
You know what's interesting is we're both talking about how you're not selling.
Well, I'm sure that Mark was going to say something absolutely amazing.
Well, I'm back, as you can see. You blinked out too. Anyway, hey, here's the whole thing. Am I back? Sure, I'm back. I think I'm there. Here's the whole situation. We're talking about how are you seen strategically? How are you seen in a different light? That's how you
I think in essence, what we're trying to say about getting ready for 2021 is that you need to be getting ready for 2021. That very first week of January, you need a plan and you need a strategy. What are you going to do January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th to really make sure that you have no hesitation in your sales strategy, but you've got a plan to move forward immediately? It's really about momentum. I think one of the most critical months of the year is January, and you have got to start January strong. If you wait to do planning until after the first of the year, you're going to lose that month, and it's just going to keep rolling from there. But Mark, let's go back to you and the advice that you were going to give.
Well, here's something key, because you started off by saying January 2nd.
I have a feeling he was going to say that I need to be starting on January 1, if not starting long.
I was going to give you January 1st. I'm going to give you that day off. But here's the whole thing. I want to make sure that my calendar has meetings on it that very first week of January. When every other salesperson is sitting there thinking about what they want to do for the year, you're off and running. Make sure you have meetings set up. Momentum creates momentum. You said it well. January sets the tempo for the year. When I start January strong, it's amazing how the rest of the quarter runs strong. Hey, we need to keep this show moving along here. And there's two other sections that we do in each week's show. One is we talk about a book, and then we do the lightning round. Now, in just a minute, we're going to get to the lightning round. And that lightning round is how do I stay motivated at the end of the year? Yeah, that's a key topic. You're going to want to stick around for that. But let's talk about the book. The book I've got is a little bit out of the no, it's not out of the ordinary. Shasta Nelson. I met her last spring. Wonderful lady, brilliant book here. The book, The Business of Friendship. And let me tell you something. She and I had some long conversations about this book as she was coming out with it. And it really dives into right now in this pandemic world, friendship relationship is absolutely critical at every level of not only sales, but business. So I suggest, hey, pick up a copy of the book, Shasta Nelson, The Business of Friendship. Have you had a chance to read it?
I haven't had a chance to read it. I just made a note of it to put it down there and read it over the holidays, because that sounds like a really, really good one. All right, Mark, let's go ahead and dive into the lightning round. And the lightning round is really where we focus on what you need to do to really, I think Mark said that the lightning round this time is going to be about what do you need to do to stay motivated through the holiday season. Number one is I'm going to say you need to take care of your health. This is not the time to overindulge in food or alcohol or just anything else that'll keep you from being motivated. You've got really good habits, discipline as they relate to moving your business forward, taking care of your health, and you need to stay focused on those. So stay in your habits and your patterns.
I'm going to say stay in the moment with whatever you're doing. Don't try to sit there and blend everything together into one pot. If you've got to focus on a family activity or something, focus on that family activity. When you're focusing on work, focus on work.
Yeah, that's a great one. Give yourself only 3 or 4 things that have to be accomplished every single day. We all have massive to-do lists, and you certainly can do more, but there's something very motivating about completing a list that you set for yourself. So really look at every day and be real about what you can accomplish, and then prioritize those things. Take a little break after you scratch that 4th one off, and then go back to work doing more. But give yourself a reality check when it comes to your to-do list.
I'm going to add, don't get caught up in what you didn't get accomplished this past year. Don't worry about that. Focus on what you can do. The fact that we've all made it through this pandemic, we're all still standing, is a wonderful attribute to our success. Congratulations. You may not have accomplished some things, but you accomplished a lot. Take credit for that. Focus on what you can get done over the next several weeks.
Manage your energy, not your time. I mean, there's only a finite amount of time we have in every single day, but you want to manage your energy. There are things that pour energy into you. Maybe it's spending a little bit of time with your kids, or taking your dog for a walk, or like me, it's getting out the door to go play a round of golf or ride a mountain bike. But whatever it is that pours energy back into you, balance that throughout your day. You don't have to sit at your desk from 6 a.m. until 8 o'clock at night. You can balance it with some things that really pour energy into you. And the more energy you have, the more productive you'll be. So know yourself, know what sucks energy out of you, know what pours energy into you, and balance those two together.
And I'll wrap it up with this one. Be thankful. Take a moment. Be thankful for people around you. Be reflective of the year. And it's amazing when you are thankful and you take the time to invest in others. It's amazing how you get incredible rewards back in yourself. There's a lot of ways to stay motivated. We've just covered a few of them. But hey, this has been Sales Logic, and I got to say thank you for listening to Sales Logic this week. If you like what you hear, subscribe, rate, and review the show on your favorite podcast app. If something we've said has earned you a single dollar, consider telling a friend about our show. It's how we grow to help you grow. I'm Mark Hunter.
And I'm Meridith Elliott Powell.
Remember, when you sell with confidence and integrity,
uncertainty suddenly becomes your competitive advantage.
And the sale becomes logical.
We'll see you next week.